Hi all guys. Today we will talk about Reflection API. Um, it's a powerful tool that is used in many other popular technologies. Reflection allows you access private fields, invoke private methods, and instantiate objects without calling constructor. Uh, a couple words about me. I'm a Java backend developer with almost 4 years of production experience. Have experience both in production and startup teams. I participated in non-project activities like Java mentoring, had role as mentor and coordinator on YKids and Java Community School. So get start our talk. Um, what is reflection? When people ask me about it, I always describe it in two pictures. For example, like this. If you think what we are going to talk about, NASA, Artemis, Lunar Mission 1, you will almost be right, because reflection opens a number of amazing possibilities for you. But no, I call reflection like the dark side of Java. But even better can be described by the following picture. You may ask me why, and I will answer you, because you can literally juggle classes and their components. Then again, what is reflection? Reflection, this is API. Nice. Of course, this is a very short answer. Okay, jokes aside. What is reflection? Reflection is a mechanism which research data about the program during its execution. It's commonly used by programs which require the ability to examine or modify the runtime behavior of application running in the Java virtual machine. Reflection allows us to investigate the information about the fields, methods, and constructs of classes. What we can do, use reflection, determine the object class, get information about modifier classes, fields, method constructors, and superclasses, to find out what constants and methods belong to the interface, create an instance of class whose name is not known until runtime, get and set the value of the object, call the object method, create a new array, the size and type of components which are not known until runtime programs. It's only theory, and go to the practice. I will show you more clearly what we can do in reflection. Okay, I will show on this. As we can see, this is the most common class. If you carefully look into the context of the class, you probably notice the absence of getter for the name field. We don't have getter. The name field itself is marked with a private access modifier. We will not be able to access it outside the class itself, which means we cannot get this value. So what is the problem? You say add getter or change the access modifier and you will be right. But what if my class in some compiled jar library or in another closed module without access to editing? And in practice, this happens extremely often. Some initiative programmer just forgot to write getter, for example. It's time to remember about reflection. Go go to another class. So we will try to what first? We create our object. And we try to what we can do. As you remember, in our class we have number and name. Yeah, for number we have getter and setter. For name we don't have. So number, we can get my class get number. It's okay. But what about name? We can get this value. So then go set this as null for before. And if we set system number plus name, we will see 0. What problem? Sorry. Yeah, we will see 0 and null in our console. Yeah, 0 and null. Okay. Then go try to get this change and get this value, use reflection. In our I'm sorry. Yeah, Java has a wonderful class, which is class. We can get my class and .get class, which are return class. And with this class, we can okay, sorry. Get declared field, which name is name. Okay, field. Okay. So because it's reflection, we need to create use try catch with this. So what does this mean? To get the field of this class, we need to call the get fields. But get fields method, this method will return to us all the available fields, only available. And this does not suit us. Since our field is private, so we use the declared fields method. This method also return an array of class fields, but now both private and protected. In our situation, we know the name of the field that interested us, and we can use the get fields with parameter. Okay. Great. We got a field object with a link on our name. Because our field is not public, is private modifier, we should give access to work with it. And we have the method for field like set accessible and set to true. Yeah, and now the name field is completely under our control. You can get its value by calling the get method from the field object. How to do this? We get name, our string variable, and write something like this field dot get my class. Yeah, it's yeah. Yeah, and need to cast to string. Yeah. So, and now we can try to show in console what we have. So before we have 0 and null, and now we have 0 and default. Default is what we set as default for name. So, and it's how we can get this value, but we can change this value. how we can do this? It's get our field dot set method, and we need to put this our object and value which we can to set its new value. So run again. Nice. It's how you use reflection. We can get and change value. Okay. Pay attention to the try catch block. And the types of exception handling. The IDE itself will indicate the mandatory presence, but by their name, it's so clear why they are here. Okay. Right now, go to. I will show you. In our class with one back. Right now we print our value in use system out println, but in our class we have a private method print data which doing the same. Okay. Then how we can to invoke our private method? So. Create method print data object class. Okay, then we need to get our method. For reflection, it's we can do like this. We again get our class, get class dot get declared method. Declare method, yeah, and his name. For more clearly, just a second. Okay, print data. Surrounded with try catch. So, and create local variable. Okay. So right now we have our method from our class, which is private, and right now we can work with it. First of all, as with field, we need to set accessible for true, for get access and work with it, and we can use method invoke for call our method my class. One more. Okay, nice. Okay. So, and how we can use this? One and two. Yeah. And as you can see right now, before we have 0 and null, and right now we have 0 and default, because we call method in a class, and this method, and in this method, he know what name is default because he have access to this. Okay. Okay, go next. Okay, right now I will show you as we can create class. Just a second. First of all, why do we need to create a class using reflection? For example, you create a class and never used it. Because there are no calls to this class, I mean, don't have references on this class, that class loader will not load our class into the JVM. We can create class object by the full name of this class. The full name of the class is the same of the class given the path to in the package. Just a second, I will show you. Yeah, it's full path. It's from our root directory, source directory. It's com epam reflection dot main. So then I will show you. Go to remove this one. Okay, I will show you. My class dot get name. What we will have? Yeah, com.epam.reflection my class. Okay, we will use this. I will stay. Okay. Okay, go create our class. For create class, for this task, there is a method for name for get our class from a variable of type class. Then okay. And how we can create an instance for our class. Haven't received a class, haven't received a class, calling the new instance method, we will return an object that will be created according to the same description. It reminds to bring these objects to on my class. Go to try. Dot new instance. New instance is deprecated and declared. We need to declare constructor and dot new instance. Yeah, and cast to my class. So what in right now we can show you. Just I will show you. My class and the same. Yeah. Before we have null, before we set null, and use reflection, we get class for name, and we set full path and get our class. And use class, we create new instance, use default constructor. So as you can see, it's a memory link. Okay. And I want to show how we can create this object, our class, if we have construct with parameters. Okay, first of all, we need to sorry. Okay. So what are you doing? Sorry. Okay, we are creating our constructor with parameters, and go back to this realization. And right now, if I try to call this code, we will have an issue. Yeah. No such method exception because we don't have any more default construct. We have construct with parameters. So, and we need to change our code. What we should do? Get class is the same. We get class for name. So right now we need to create our class via get constructor. And for this get constructor, we need set to params. Go create our params. As we know, it's int and string. Yeah, and for example, if you don't know which params use constructor, we can call method just a second, method param get. It's for another case. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Yeah. So, and again, go try to create our class. Get construct parameters, and we set to params and dot new instance. So let's try. What's wrong? Native access. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So look. For create object of our class, we use get constructor. We say get constructor use these params. Yeah, but we don't write these params. Okay. Yeah, the same we have null because we set null. We get our class and we can see this class. So what I can say again. Okay, let's try to show as we work with our fields. Just a second. The same as we work with fields. Oh, no. Yeah. 1 and null. So, and if we for change this, we need to mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So yes, this one and uh, and cast. Yeah. What I did right now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. What I did right now. Yeah. As you can see, before we have null and 1 and null. Why? Because we for name we said now it's correct. Yeah. Use reflection API. We create class via constructor. Use set one for number and new value 2. And for get our name, we should use the same for approach for field. Use reflection API. We get declare fields by name, set accessible true, and get this field in class. So I think for practice that's it. Yeah, go continue. So when do you use reflection? I mean, when do you need to use it? Yeah, never. There are three main disadvantages. Productivity is decline. Methods that are called use reflection have a lower performance compared to methods that are called in the usual way. There are security restriction. The reflection mechanism allows you to change the behavior of the program during execution. Risk of disclosure of internal information. It is important to understand that the use of reflection directly, while the principles of encapsulation, it's allow us to access private fields, method, and etc. And this is a gross violation of OOP. Let's summarize. The dark side of Java reflection is called for a reason. It completely breaks the OOP paradigm. In Java, encapsulation is used to hide and restrict access of some program components to other. Using the private modifier, we can we mean that access to the field will be only within the class where this field exists. Based on this, we build the further architecture of this program. Then why do we need reflection? The full power of reflection API is revealed in combination with the runtime annotation. For example, this used in most of framework with annotation, for example, Spring. So that's it. Thank you all, folks. I stay some links for my LinkedIn, for repository with examples which I show you today, and all links on our community. Okay, and time to questions.
Thank you, Stanislav. We have some questions in our chat. First question is there any way how we can protect against reflection?
Protect. Okay. Don't use it. Okay, it's a joke. As I say before, we don't should use reflection in our project or in every day, because reflection API used by developer for developing. As I say, it's for runtime annotation, or for example, JetBrains developers use reflection for develop our idea. Yeah, and don't use it.
May I jump in for a bit?
Yeah, sure.
I think the question was how to protect your own classes from reflection access. So as far as I understand, there is no way to protect it. So when you compile your classes and ship them to some other computer, the user may see the internal information of your classes. And reflection is just one way to do it. And well, yeah, you cannot protect from it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. The next question is, I think it's the same. Is it possible to protect up from reflection? So we've already answered it. And the following is, if we don't know the app architecture, like fields, name, and so on, is it possible to get all fields and methods?
Yeah, we have we can call get fields. Get as I say, with reflection we have get fields which are return public fields, and get declared fields will return array for all private and protected methods, and public the same. And for and for method the same, we use get declare methods. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, could you please provide the real world scenario where reflection is used?
Yeah, it's what I say in the end, in some frameworks, and using by developers for developing. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe the last, if no one else doesn't have questions. If we use singleton pattern, in that case, we can easily create a second singleton object using reflection. I believe.
Yeah, as I remember, yes. We can. I think yes. Not remember how it's implement how implement this right, but I remember what yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I think there is no more questions in the chat. Yeah, if one more. This is a bit longer than others. I will read it. After Bail Dunk, I think it's a resource in one of the resources. It's worth knowing that there is a possibility to restrict access via reflection. To do that, we can use the Java Security Manager and Java Security Policy file. They allow us to grant permissions to classes.
Well, I think a student tries to correct us. He says that you can prevent your classes from reflection. I think it's a valid point, but I'm not sure if it will work if you compile your classes into some jar file and publish it somewhere.
I guess there are no more questions. So we can finish our meeting. Thank you all for participation, and thank you again, Stanislav, for your presentation and for answering the questions.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks all. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.